Hi there, and welcome to this channel. My name is Merkumar, and I'm gonna teach you today what all the different lights do in V-Ray 5 and how the new function of Lightmix works, which is gonna, if you haven't seen it yet, it's gonna blow your mind. It's just crazy how much time it's gonna save you. I think a lot of people will switch over from Maya's render to or Corona to V-Ray 5 because it's just amazing. And then besides that, there's a whole library of materials that come with V-Ray 5, which the concrete ones are one of my favorites, and the metal ones, like the aluminium, I use the aluminium a lot. They're just so good. And they're not just JPEGs, they are actually .tx files. So that just comes with V-Ray 5, which is just incredible. So for the sake of this video, I have put together a little scene with lights, with materials, some shapes, and there's actually some water here, which I'm not really fond about. So I'm just gonna change that real quick. I'll just put on some type of metal. Well, actually, let's do the aluminum one. It's pretty good. Select and show it. So yeah, I got here V-Ray lights. That is an instance with these four, so they have the same color. Then there is one V-Ray light more that is blue, and I have a red one. And then I have the sun, which is pretty far away. Actually, I should put it more far away because it was really strong. Yeah. And then I have the IES light, which is pretty cool. And I have an atmospheric light or ambient light. I'm going to show you what they do in a very quick way, just to let you see what they do. So first of all, I'm just going to press F10 to go to the render setup, and I'm going to go to V-Ray and I'm going to start the IPR to see, this was a previous scene. I'm going to show you how cool this new light mixing function is here and what you can do with it. I'm just gonna let it render a little bit so you can see more clearly. So this light mixer function is basically, it's rendering the lights separately. So you can turn them on and turn them off, which is just incredible. I mean, it blew my mind the first time I saw it. So with everything on, it would look something like this. So I have all the lights in V-Ray in the scene, which is obviously overwhelming. And I even cranked up some ambient lights and the environment one, if you put that on one, it's just, so actually I'll just put that away for this scene because it's too overwhelming. And the sun is also pretty strong. I think I put that to 0 or 0.5. Yeah. So I'm going to show you the lights. So I'm just going to start off with the instance one, which is a normal V-Ray light, which leaves a reflection in the bump map of the concrete, which looks pretty cool. I had a picture of a render that this little reflection looked really good, and I could recommend not turning that off with displacements. I would leave it on because it looks really cool, but that depends obviously on your scene. So these four are an instance which I can only turn this 4 off and on. So that's why I created 2 more instances here, which is a blue and a red one, just to show you that you can separately turn the lights off and on. Like, imagine a nice setting for interior design where you have a house full of lights and you can just turn them off and on. It's just incredible. So, for example, if you turn only the sun on, this is what happens. You can do so many testing with this. If you turn the blue light on, you can look at the shadows, how they fall. If you add more red, how do these colors interact with the materials? And if you turn them on, you can clearly see that they have now formed 2 shadows. So you can do some shadow investigating, which is really cool. The ambient light, which kind of softens the whole interior. You can create a really nice atmosphere with that. Depends on your mood, obviously. So with the IES, you can see that it also drops a little displacement in the bump, a reflection, and it's, I mean, I really like it. More than the ambient, which is just an overall color, which was placed here, by the way, if you remember. Yeah, this is the ambient. This is the IES. Oh, it's gonna render again. There we go. Okay, so yeah, the IES is pretty cool. It leaves a little mark on the floor like the normal lights do, but it's less powerful, and you can shift the lights source. So I put it in here, you can put it there. So yeah, you can move it around. And the environment one is, well, it has, obviously there's a map, environment map, which is really powerful. You can change the color of it. That's, there's so many things you can do with it. It's crazy. And then lastly, there is some lighting here. I'm just gonna, oh, I already put that up, put it to 100 so you can really see. There is some light. Self-illumination actually doesn't do anything because I don't have any self-illumination in my materials. But the rest, what Autodesk calls as rest, is just light that bounces off of walls and doesn't really have a specific name because they come from multiple lights. So you can turn that off and on if you want. I haven't really noticed it because it's so little if you just put it to 1. But I can imagine that in some cases you would like to turn this off. So that's a great function. Yeah, so I would say just play around with these lights in Lightmix for whatever scene you have. You get to know the lights more and how they work. So if you have learned something from this video, please tell me in the comments. I really like to read them. So I would like to thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.